Have you ever wondered how Vittorio would play as himself in Dead by Daylight? Well, look no further. I found out how. Hello everybody, Vigo's Shadow here, and welcome to the Survivor Strategies, a guide how to play exactly like how the Survivor would. In today's episode, we're going to be playing as Vittorio Toscano. Since there's not much of a difference playing as other survivors besides noise and appearance, we will analyze the survivor's bio and their perks to get a better understanding on the type of playstyle that this survivor would inhabit. Alright, now it's time to do some deeper digging. I'll be highlighting a few things in the portrait as well as the bio. So let's go ahead and check out the portrait here. It says, Vittorio has endlessly wandered through the fog, attempting to learn its secrets for ages. Now, honestly, a lot of survivors actually don't have that tag in their portrait. So this means one thing. Vittorio has constantly lived in the entity's realm. Now, I don't think there's any proof that people have like passed on in the entity's realm besides like the lost tapes, but that gets like really, really deep in the lore. Point is, he didn't fully disappear from the entity's realm and become the lost tapes, but he's been around in the fog for a long time. That's the biggest key takeaway there. Let's go ahead and mosey on to the bio here. A lot of the stuff in the bio that I really learned from it is that Vittorio is a pacifist. Now that's actually very key. So his father went to have him train as like a knight, as his brothers were. So this is like 1343, like medieval ages. He didn't like combat training. He believed that physical violence to be the last refuge of the incompetent. So he really didn't agree with the philosophy of like fighting. So his so it's like so Ettore Fabrizio, however you say that name. Vittorio only dodged and blocked the blows, but refused to fight back. Now that is so key in his playstyle. You're going to see that in a minute as well. There is also another part here. A lot of Vittorio's lore is like one giant relic hunt to find like paradise, is what it pretty much sums it down to be. So yeah, Vittorio and the Knight also were teamed up. So I mentioned that in my Knight video as well. But like they were paired together. So Vittorio had an expedition to find that specific relic, like the Lapis Paradisus or whatever. And he told Tarhos, okay, so yep, there's like a heavily guarded catacombs. If the expedition wanted to enter, they would have to kill those who guarded it. Vittorio had no wish to shed blood and told Tarhos to find another way. So it just speaks to his character that no matter what, he is not going to want to shed blood or fight back, no matter what scenario he is in. Or even if it means getting like a relic that would save humanity. So while he was imprisoned by the Knight, because the Knight defied him and imprisoned him. Oh yeah, right here. So it says he scratched the symbols from the Lapis Paradisus onto the stone floor and attempted countless sequences while imagining a world like paradise. So he was able to transport himself, or like at least have the black fog snatch him up and take him to the entity's realm in that moment just before his death. So yeah, honestly, Vittorio has a lot of knowledge, and you see that throughout the bio as well. But enough about the bio. Let's finally get on to the perks and see if we can gather any more clues onto Vittorio's playstyle. Alright, here we are at the perks here. Let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So we have potential energy. While repairing, use the F key to earn tokens instead of progress, up to 20 tokens. While you at least have one token, F to spend all tokens and gain 1% progress for each token. So you could basically take 20% off of a generator and transport it to another generator. Whenever you take damage, you lose all tokens, so that is a risk for sure. When you look a layer deeper, you realize everything is connected. Vittorio Toscano. So this is actually speaking to his knowledge. Being able to take one gen's progress and put it on another is actually very strategic. So anyway, let's move on to the next perk. Fog-wise, while repairing, whenever you hit a great basic skill check, you will see the killer's aura for 6 seconds. I have seen great cruelty, and I have also seen another way. Vittorio Toscano. So, yeah, honestly, this is giving you information. Another thing to like have Vittorio be very knowledgeable and aware of his surroundings and like just the environment in general. And then lastly, we have Quick Gambit. While chased by the killer, you see auras of other survivors. Other survivors repair 5% faster. Whenever you take damage, the cooldown is 40 seconds. We need not resort to violence, and I shall prove it. Vittorio Toscano. That's honestly amazing, really. So, and it's pretty interesting because this perk involves getting into chases, and like he does not want to fight back, and I would assume that's the same with killers. So he wouldn't want to be stunning him with the pallet or anything like that. So that's going to be pretty unique, but at least that he has a perk like this. So yeah, let's get on to the playstyle next. After reading around, we now know the playstyle that Vittorio would gravitate towards the most. I pulled up an image that references various other playstyles, and after what we know, I decided that Vittorio fits into the industrious category the most. Now, I'm also going to say the adaptable category as well, so a little bit of a hybrid there. I would say the reason why I'm putting him into industrious so much is because he's constantly escaped the trials multiple times if he's been trying to learn its secrets through ages, right here in the portrait here. So if he has wandered through the fog for ages, he would have had to been really good at escaping, so that requires to be industrious here. So, and we also have 3 perks. All of his perks really tie into like gen involvement. So we have potential energy where you can take 20% off one generator, and then or like store up 20% so you can put it on any generator. So that's already being industrious right there, and strategic. And then fog wise, you have to hit a great basic skill check while repairing, so it requires you to be on a generator. So 2 things revolving around a generator, so that shows that he is very industrious here. And then lastly, Quick Gambit is going to be other survivors repair 5% faster if you're in a chase. All of these perks, whether he's on a gen or in a chase, gens are getting done faster, or at least in a more strategic way. So he thinks with a lot of strategy, so industrious is going to be his main key trait. Now that we know the type of playstyle the survivor favors, we can now establish what Vittorio's priorities are. In Dead by Daylight, there are 4 categories. Within these categories, we can understand what the survivor deems as a priority based on what we know. So Vittorio's main priority would be the objective / lightbringer category because of what we already discussed. I mean, there's 3 perks that involve the objective getting done. So I think that makes the most sense for we need to escape. And then pretty much like his little exploration and finding all the secrets in the entity's realm is like the extra of it all. So yeah, the main objective is trying to get out. All right, so to do a little bit of recap before we go in, we're going to be basically playing like the survivor would. Now, what this entails is that Vittorio is a pacifist. He will not be stunning the killer or trying to fight back in any way that would probably bring harm to the killer or other survivors. This is mainly reinforced by, or like to other survivors, it's mainly reinforced by Quick Gambit. If he's being chased by the killer, he wouldn't want to bring him to other survivors. So that's why we can see the aura of other survivors. Next up, we're going to be also focusing on the objective a bunch. So our main priority is to escape. We want to focus on everything that we can do to get out of the trial as quick as possible. Now, it didn't necessarily say that we have to escape with everybody else. It's mainly for just to escape. So we got to focus on the priority over everything else. Basically, the gens over friends mentality. So yeah, with that being said, we're going to get each one of these perks to activate in the trial. And that's about it. I'll see you in the match. All right, we are playing as Vittorio Toscano on the Suffocation Pit Macmillan Estate map. All right, first thing we're going to do, like I said, we're going to have a priority of doing the gens. So we're going to be very strategic. Vittorio, knowing the game, he would probably try to choose the most strategic gen, which would be the middle. All right, we hear the music. It is the ghoul. All right, we didn't create any scratch marks so that he couldn't track that down. So that was very important. All right, yep, we have a gen right there. We'll go ahead and do this with Hinako there. We're going to store potential energy too, so we're going to immediately try to use that up here while she's also working on the gen, so still going to be repairing. It is pretty cool how he's able to do that. I love the effect. All right, so now we have the full 20. We can drop that whenever. Okay, we get that gen done. I use the potential energy. We now have quick gambit. I could use along the long table here. Oh, I didn't mean to stun him. I really didn't mean to stun him. We shouldn't have done that as Vittorio, but... Okay. We don't want him to damage us because quick gambit. Okay, here we gotta throw it down. Alright, we do get injured. Quick gambit goes on cooldown. He does see us. I see the aura of other survivors too while this is going on. Okay. Alright, we're gonna still take him on a chase. I didn't mean to stun him. I really didn't. I just needed to throw that down. Okay. I probably stunned him there, so I'm not gonna stun him. Okay, he goes through. We're still taking him on a really long chase. Okay, there's the other survivor there. Okay, he's gonna still commit. Oh, he has let's just go ahead and throw this down. Pre-throw. It's always nice. That survivor's just kind of getting in the way, maybe taking the chase away from us. But he still sees us, so he's gonna try to close the distance on us. We see the other survivors working. Okay, he does break it. I thought for a second he was not. Okay, looks like Ace may have... Yeah, Ace chased him away. Alright, that was actually a pretty good chase with that killer. Honestly, the killer is very, like, chase-focused, so I feel like this is kind of robbery. I like how we're kind of taking cover behind a chair. Does he see us, though? No, there's no way. We're very, very covered by this chair here. Alright. I think I seen a survivor that was, like, over here. Okay, yeah, they're both working on it there, so the next best thing would be to join them on this gen. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, dang. We didn't activate Fogwise. If I get a great skill check, then it will. Oh, come on. No skill check? Yeah, alright. Well, Fogwise doesn't activate because we were able to take him on a very long chase. Alright, we're going to go ahead and heal Ace as well. She's going on a gate, which is perfect. We're mainly focusing on the objective. Alright. I see him, like, way over there as well. He was kind of standing still. She'll open the gate. We're pretty much out, so we're counting this as a win, but we're going to try to help out our survivor here. I think since we're in such a good spot, Vittorio would be A-okay with helping the survivor leave. Alright, he's going after Kate. I think they're home free, yeah. Alright, we're going to just get out then. We're going to escape the trial. He kind of just let us. I think he just kind of gave up at that time. Let's just talk about this match for a second. It was a very, very quick match, but that's exactly kind of what you want to do as Vittorio. So, like, if you have matches like this where things can just, like, go really quick and you have a lot of survivors kind of, like, working together, you want to capitalize that as much as you can. We got use out of potential energy because we were able to pop the gen as soon as he showed up, so that was nice because he lost the gen and he wasn't able to, like, stomp on it and defend it, so you can make a lot of good plays with potential energy there. There's also... we didn't get Fogwise to activate because we didn't have enough time on a gen. We were only able to do one gen, and then pretty much the rest of the 4 gens popped. And then Quick Gambit we got a lot of use out of because he was chasing us for quite a bit. And then the survivors were able to repair that 5% faster, and each one of them took that opportunity So this is more of a match where it showcases that quick gambit value for Vittorio. Either way, we still were able to play just like Vittorio would, mainly rushing those objectives. So yeah, that's pretty much how you're going to play Vittorio, is rush the objectives, and if you're getting chased, let the survivors do their thing and rush the objectives as well. Thanks for watching. This is Vigo, signing off.